Calling from a 206 area code. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hi, is this me?
It is you. Yes. Who's this?
Hi, this is James from Seattle.
James from Seattle. What's on your mind?
Hey, I had a question about Kamala Harris's Medicare for All proposal she released this morning.
Yep.
It's really confusing to me. It seems very cynical. It seems sort of like a jab at Bernie. I'm really confused about how this is supposed to lower costs. And I was wondering if you could.
Well, how's it supposed to lower costs? You mean cost of the Medicare?
Per plan, yeah.
Well, that's the. I don't know if. I mean, is it being sold as being less expensive? Because I don't think that's being the selling point. As far as I understand it, let me just give you my assessment of what the plan says.
Yeah.
There's three elements to the plan. One is that it has a 10-year rollout, as opposed to Bernie's 4-year rollout. One is that it allows for essentially Medicare Advantage to continue that dynamic. And the third is that it supposedly doesn't tax people under 100,000. The first one I think is fairly straightforward. 4 or 10 years. I can understand arguments for and against, although I would remind people that in the 4 years between 2010 and 2014, the rollout of Obamacare, it was people were saying we should have done this quicker because it's giving people an opportunity to sort of like politically attack it. And there's an argument that the Republicans wouldn't have had such salience with that had it gone quicker than 4 years. But that 10 years, 4 years, I think that's a flip. The Medicare for All thing, the Medicare Advantage thing seems bizarre to me because the difference between Medicare Advantage and Medicare now is that Medicare Advantage provides for you things that are not covered in Medicare and gives you lower copays. Well, as far as I understand it, the services under Harris's plan is similar to that of Bernie's. And both of them, the Medicare for All covers everything and has no copays. And so I don't know why, if I'm an insurance company, and then she also says that they're going to be heavily regulated and price controls put on them. I don't know why they want to decide to get in and instead of administering Medicare programs, actually maybe provide taking premiums and paying out. Like, I just don't understand what's in it for them. Like, why would they do that? I think it's just, my sense about that is it's like I've adopted Bernie's plan, but I'm going to add a rhetorical thing that sounds like it's more cautious or moderate. It just doesn't make sense to me. And the taxing thing, I don't know. I don't know if that's actually the case. I mean, they haven't fleshed out the details enough, but that's my sense of it. What I'm not sure I follow what your critique is.
Well, I mean, the claim is that costs will be regulated, right? But I don't see. Well, one, I don't think there's been any concrete. She hasn't laid out any concrete way that's going to happen besides them having to come under Medicare costs, I guess. Private insurers, but two,
they have to supposedly, according to her plan, that they have to their reimburse rates would have to be the same as Medicare. I don't understand. Like, why would a private insurance company want to do this? They're gonna have substandard care, and because presumably they got to pay their executives, right, and their shareholders. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, is that like a backhanded way of saying rates are going to go up to make it more appealing for them to do that? I'm really not sure. And also, I didn't see anywhere in the plan where it says no copay or deductibles. Like, speaking to that tax break part where people making less than $100,000 are exempt from the income tax premium, I don't see anywhere where in her plan where it says point of use is free, though. And that's a major selling point of Bernie's, and that's basically why I support Bernie's, is because my taxes might go up, but at point of use, it's free. And I don't see anywhere in her plan where it says that. So I think it's disingenuous for her to say that, in the way it's laid out in the article she wrote, it said people making less than $100,000 pay no premiums. But that's not really, I don't think that's actually true. I think it's only true like for that specific income tax premium. So it's confusing to me.
Yeah, I think we need to see more details. My understanding was that it was no cost at the point of service, but if it is, then it's even more problematic. Appreciate the call, James. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, again, regardless of what happens in the context of the election, this is one of those thank you, Governor Nixon moments, equivalent moments, where it's just like the idea that the so-called moderate plan, and with flaws, and be that as it may not be, it's maybe a little bit thin in terms of its efficacy, but the idea that the moderate plan basically says we have to understand that in terms of the give, Bernie's already beat us there. And so now we just have to make it seem like it's going to be less painful, right? Everything follows the model of that FDR quote that Bernie had talked about early on, which is I want the same thing. I'm going to give it to you. It's all going to be the same, and it's going to be better, and it's going to be cheaper. Yeah, let's just play this. I mean, this is, now it would be nice if it was true. It was, they're going to sign on to this because it's going to sound more reasonable. But this is the kind of debates we should have been having for Obamacare, frankly. But
let me warn you, and let me warn the nation against the smooth evasion that says, of course we believe these things. We believe in Social Security. We believe in work for the unemployed. We believe in saving homes. Cross our hearts and hope to die. We believe in all these things. But we do not like the way the present administration is doing them. Just turn them over to us. We will do all of them. We will do more of them. We will do them better. And most important of all, the doing of them will not cost anybody anything.
I got to say that, I mean, it captures a dynamic that obviously is maybe timeless in some respects.
It says it all.
But I'm also struck every time I see that clip. I'm also struck by where the laugh lines are. Cross your heart and hope to die. I guess maybe that was
a meme of the time.
Newfangled meme at the time where people are like, oh my God, he said it.
Oh my God, he's so current, eh?
That was the YOLO of his time.
Exactly.
Only live once.
I appreciated the speech. However, I could have done without that part about cross your heart. That seemed to go just a little bit too far. Hope to die? Really? What if there were children there?
Do you remember when we did Trump speeches throughout the ages? like JFK at the Correspondents' Dinner being like, I Love Lucy has been a disaster. Several seasons now. Ricky Ricardo used to be a talent, but now he's just a joke. Everyone says it, and you hate to see it.
Sammy